Hey guys, welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. I hope you're doing okay, and I hope all of us are dealing with this in different ways, obviously, but I'm just sending my love back out there to you because you sent it so much to me in the last video that we did on the Kop TV. So wherever you are, I hope you're dealing with this as best as you can. And yeah, you know, we're all here for each other, of course, one big red family. Which brings me on to the news that Liverpool's first match since the tragic passing of Diogo Jota will be broadcast on ITV1 on Sunday. This is against Preston. As we know, Liverpool's first match since this death is going to now be on TV. It was confirmed today that the game does go ahead at Preston North End at Deepdale on Sunday, July the 13th. So it's going to be an emotional one. Who plays in that game? I'm not sure. I can't really tell you. You know, who travels to the game? I can't really tell you. This could be a team that we maybe never see again in terms of playing a lot of young players, maybe mixing in with a few of the more experienced players. Obviously, the new signings are available. They've been in training since yesterday, including Frimpong, including Wirtz, for this game. So it'll be interesting to see who does play. Of course, it will be such an emotional occasion. It's going to be, like I said, the first time that we've played since Diogo passed, and you know, already outside Anfield, 2 murals are being put together. One of them says "Forever 20" on it, and you can write a message on the wall. Which is just still so surreal, if I'm honest with you. And you know, there's been so many people that have gone down to the stadium to lay their flowers down, to lay their maybe shirts or Xbox or PS5 pads. I was down there on Friday, and it's, you know, it's heartbreaking, but also amazing to see how many people have gone down and paid their respects in the most beautiful ways possible. So yeah, first of all, I guess my first question to you is, how does it make you feel? Have Liverpool made the right decision? Is this the right decision from both teams to go ahead with this game? I feel a bit indifferent about it. I don't think it's right or wrong. I'm right in the middle with it. I think it will almost be the first step of grieving to play another game with him not in the squad. And for it to be televised, I guess, you know, you could say that that's going to be an amazing thing for people to watch, in terms of, you know, how together the squad will be and how the fans will react to it, the ones that are lucky enough to be in the stadium. But it will be made available to see, a pre-season game, which is quite rare. So in a way, I'm happy it's on and televised, but in another way, you know, it must have taken massive consultation with the squad yesterday and Arne Slot. And the mental strength and like I said, togetherness they would have shown yesterday in that meeting, when everyone would have been consulted, the players, the staff. You know, that obviously the decision would have gone really high up in Liverpool, whether this game was one that they wanted to do. So yeah, I believe that whatever they've picked is the right decision, because Arne Slot would have sat down with all those players yesterday at the AXA. And consulted them about this, and this is what they've decided to do. So we get behind that, and of course it's going to be very strange watching that game on Sunday without Diogo there. But you know, what can we do? We have to play football matches, and then after that, the team obviously face a trip to Asia, where I'll be going out to Hong Kong on the 23rd, I think, for the game on the 26th. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, but obviously there's a massive cloud over all of us at the minute. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's actually a song that I've been listening to, which maybe you should as well, just to almost listen to the lyrics and feel the meaning of the song. It's by the Ragamuffins. David is in the Red Family group that I'm in on WhatsApp. Great singer-songwriter. You've heard of him. He plays all the songs at the grounds alongside Andy and Jamie and Keo and these guys. But he's written a song a few months back called "Let's Walk Down Hope Street," and it's a song I've been listening to in the last week to kind of come to terms with what's happened. The lyrics in the song are very poignant. and it's talking and referring to a street in Liverpool, as we all know, Hope Street. It's walking down there and taking hope, and encouragement where we can find it in these dark times at the minute because of, this cloud over us at the minute. So I guess it's a little bit too early to talk about a team prediction for that game because I've got no idea what Arne Slot and the team spoke about yesterday. I've got no idea which players will travel. But of course there'll be, a moment's silence. Of course there'll be some tributes that will be happening at that game, which, as I said, will be the first game without Diogo, life after him. So, it's going to be a really emotional one, that game. And as I said, the news about it came out today that the game will go ahead. It's a 3:00 kickoff on Saturday, as Liverpool a few hours ago made the decision that pre-season friendly will go ahead, and it will be on ITV. And the Premier League champions' first game of the summer will be on ITV1. But as I know, and as you know, and as everyone knows, the club did discuss whether to cancel this game on Sunday. But as I said, they've obviously had a chat and they've thought that this is the right thing to do, and I'm with them if that's what they think the decision is. Liverpool always make the right decision when it comes to these kind of really heavily emotive tragedies that happen. We always come out the other side having made the right decision of how to deal with it. So yeah, and Preston also remain in conversation with Liverpool about how best to honour Jota this weekend. The plans will be finalised, and the coverage is scheduled to start 10 minutes before the actual game starts, so not too much time between the live broadcast and the game kicking off itself. And obviously many of Liverpool's Jota's teammates and staff that attended his funeral will be there. But the club is allowing extra time in order to process his passing for both staff and players in this one. But obviously Frimpong, Wirtz, Mamardashvili, Kirkez, they all reported to training and could feature against Preston. And then after that, as I said, it's AC Milan in Hong Kong, Yokohama, the J1 league side, and then it's the Community Shield on August the 10th as well. So let us know in the chat, how do you feel about this game? Very emotional topic, but do you think this is the right thing to do? Is it the wrong thing to do? That's my job, is to ask you guys at home. So do let us know. And a massive shout out to Millwall's as well, and John Coleshaw as well. So they're the guys that are doing the murals, and they've done amazing work across the Anfield area when it comes to murals. So big them up as well. Just a quick one, this one. Fabrizio Romano tweets the following, and I'll just get it up now because it's just happened whilst we've been filming. But essentially he's saying that former Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson will be leaving Ajax as a free agent now that he hasn't chosen to trigger that extra deal in his contract, that year extra. And it looks like he's going to go back to the Premier League, if I'm honest. And how fitting and almost sentimental would it be for him to go back to Sunderland for that as well. So Jordan Henderson, where do we think the former Liverpool captain will end up in this transfer saga? And again, with transfers, I personally do feel, for me, I'm not sure about everyone else, everyone grieves in different ways, as we know, but for me personally, I am finding it difficult to talk about transfers at the minute. That's why there hasn't been an on the radar video for the last few days, just because there's so many things to talk about internally without the likes of the media or people like myself talking about it. I think there's so much to talk about internally, the Luis Diaz future, the Darwin Núñez future, and I agree that the outside world shouldn't be involved in those chats. The chats are now very different, and I think we all know why. In terms of, well, do I leave? Do I stay another year? I'm struggling to talk about that at the minute when it comes to, I hate the word replace, but when it comes to looking at the future for Liverpool and what forwards they are going to go with for next season. So it's a weird concept to try and get your head around that, eventually Liverpool will move on in the transfer market and buy more players and sell players. But right now I think the team needs that togetherness. They need to be physically together and strong as a unit. And a lot of internal talks have been happening over the last week since Diogo's passing. But But obviously, going forward, they're going to have very, very long conversations and hard ones as well with the players about their futures. Maybe ones that were going to leave that might not want to leave now. There's a lot of things to speak about. So I almost don't apologise for not putting transfer stuff out at the minute, just because I haven't really. I've obviously processed the death now, but talking about transfers and stuff, I think I'm a little bit behind on that at the minute. So that's just me personally, but obviously everyone else agrees differently. So to leave you, obviously let us know what you think about the game on Sunday. We'll have a little video for you after, talking about the events of the game, but they will all pale into insignificance really when we see the tributes before the game and the murals going up as well. So difficult time obviously for everyone, so I hope you're all dealing with it as best as you can. If you can, hit a like button. If you can, leave a comment with your thoughts on what we've spoken about in the video, that would be great. And subscribe to the Kop TV if you haven't already. Don't forget, we're heading out to Hong Kong. We're going to be there with the team, which is again going to be an amazing opportunity, but very special and emotional time, I think, where again we'll see a lot of togetherness out there as well. So let us know what you think to the stuff we've spoken about in the video. Where does Jordan Henderson end up as well? Do let us know in the chat. But until the next video, guys, take care, and you'll never walk alone. I'll see you soon.